And once again, welcome to the Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast. We are live at the Outdoor Live right here on the patio. And yes, it's a little bit of a chilly night. I can't lie about that, but we got some heaters out here. If you want to come hang out on the patio, please do join us. And of course, tonight's guest is going to be Jamar Cotton. Played football for the Aggies a few years back. We'll just say a few, right? A few. And but we are going to be talking about something that I had no idea was even here in Las Cruces. So we're going to be getting to that here pretty soon. But first, let's go over some of the sports action from this past week. Of course, Aggie soccer had a banner year with Coach Rob Bartz. Unfortunately, they fell to Mississippi State 2-1 in the first round of the NCAA tournament. But Loma McNeese scored her 10th goal of the season, putting her in a tie with Eileen Garcia for third most goals scored in a single season. Bianca Chacon picked up her team-leading 9th assist of the season, putting her in a tie with Devin Hart. And for most assists in a season. And McKenna Gottschall has just been playing lights out all season. In fact, she nearly tied her season high in saves after securing 6 in this match alone, allowing just 1 goal. And New Mexico State, of course, will move over to Conference USA along with everyone else next season as they close out their final season in the Western Athletic Conference as the WAC champions. So it's a great banner year for Coach Rob Bartz. Football state playoffs, of course, Centennial moves on to the semifinal round after putting a hurt on Rio Rancho, beating them 41-14. They will play La Cueva on Saturday afternoon at the Field of Dreams. Kickoff is scheduled for 1 o'clock on Saturday. Aggie volleyball moved on to the WAC tourney after finishing off the season with a sweep of Abilene Christian on Saturday. NMSU will square off against number 3 Grand Canyon in the opening round of the WAC tournament. The Aggies and the Lopes will meet in match 1 in Edinburgh, Texas. The opening serve will get underway 9 a.m. on Thursday morning. And for the first time since 2017, New Mexico State football has won 3 straight games. The Aggies put on an offensive masterclass in front of the New Mexico State faithful on Saturday, beating Lamar 51-14. From the beginning, head coach Jerry Kill has told members of the program, those who stay will be champions. And I'll tell you what, those words are paying off for those that are invested as they've already got a 4-win season so far in his first season and just the third for New Mexico State since 2011. And after the dominant performance against Lamar, the Aggies will have a chance to impress on a national stage next weekend or this weekend as NM State will travel to SEC country to take on Missouri with the game airing nationally on ESPNU. Kickoff for that game in Columbia, Missouri is scheduled for 5:30 Mountain Time. Unfortunately, later on that night, Aggie men's basketball could not hold up against UTEP. They dropped that contest on the road. And as we speak right now, Jody Adams and her crew are taking on UNM in the Pan Am Center, and we'll see about checking on the update later on that game. But right now, and I told him I was going to start off with this question, we have our guest, Jamar Cotton. Jamar,
how's it going?
How is it that a kid from New Jersey ends up in Las Cruces, New Mexico? I got to know.
So I'm going to give you the short version.
Short version. All right.
So basically what it was is my last 2 years in New Jersey in high school, I started dominating in track. And so with me dominating in track, it rolled over to the football field.
Of course.
So my track speed got me more notoriety on the football field. That brought more schools on to recruit me.
Mm-hmm.
And so initially I had committed to Rutgers in New Jersey. And then the coach actually got an opportunity in the NFL. So the new coach that came for Rutgers had decommitted me.
Okay.
So that's what happened with Rutgers. So from there, it was almost like a downhill battle. So I had committed to several other schools, North Carolina Wolfpack, Troy, Alabama.
Yep, familiar with those guys.
Yeah, and the same thing happened. Similar things happened. They committed to me and then decommitted before. So by the time National Signing Day came, I had nowhere to go. You know.
Oh wow.
It was so after National Signing Day, Morgan State, New Mexico State, Oregon, West Virginia, Central Michigan, and a couple other schools had showed some interest. But out of all the schools, only New Mexico had actually came to my house and visited.
Oh, so they actually went out for a recruiting visit.
Right. So Coach Ernest Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
He was a running back coach at that time.
Yeah.
He came out and came to my house and spoke to me and from there I was like, first of all, I never even heard of New Mexico before. I was like, and then I heard it was hot most of the time here.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can do that. I'm getting tired of the rain and the snow. Let's go somewhere where shorts and tank top all year round.
Mostly not tonight, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely not tonight. But with these heaters, you never know.
Yeah, that's true.
But so that's what it was. And then from there, it was 2005. I jumped on a plane, thinking that I had a scholarship coming because that's what I was told. And I got here, and some things happened, and there was no scholarship available for me.
Yeah, I think there were a few things that happened that they lost a few. I'm not gonna go.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wound up coming, and I had a gray shirt my first year. So from there, it was just about proving myself. So in the classroom, in that practice, I just did everything I needed to show that I deserve what I came for. And so initially, once I got here, I was told I was probably gonna have to wait a year to try to get a scholarship. But after my first semester at the DACC, I got a call into the office by the coach, and they gave me a full ride. So
yeah. And that was, you said 2005?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been Hal Mummy's first year.
Yeah, right? That was Mummy's year.
That was a rough year.
Yeah.
That was a rough year.
It was rough.
I was, that was the first chance that I got a chance to actually travel with the Aggies that year too. So I was traveling with the team that year. And yeah, I remember how rough some of those games were and some of that travel was.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, you certainly turned it around because as I recall, because I've been helping out the Aggies and helping out the radio team for probably since like 1998. So I've been helping them out for a long time. But I do remember, your name being called an awful lot, especially in a couple of years after that, because you had some really great games.
Oh, definitely. And so here it was the same, allowing me to use my speed off the edge because I played Sam linebacker most of the time, and then some defensive end. So they, for the most part, they allowed me to use my speed off the edge to make plays, and I had fun. It was a great opportunity. I've been through, I believe, 3 different defensive coordinators throughout that time.
Yeah.
So that was a little rough, changing up things. And my last year they switched me over to a will linebacker. So that was so much different from being able to attack to now you got to take on blocks and spill everything so somebody else can make the play. So it made it a little bit difficult, but it was great. I was able to come here, and I made a all academic conference 3 years, national scholar 2008. I got my bachelor's and my master's out of it. So, in a whole scheme of thing, it worked out perfect.
And I'm going to bring this up because it is a reoccurring theme that happens to a lot of athletes here. You come here for school, you come here to play, but then there's something about this place that just kind of hooks you and, gets you to stay. So like we're talking, mid 2000s right here. We're 2022.
Right.
You're still here.
Hey, the land of enchantment. It's a spell. It's a blessing and a curse.
We like to say it's the green chili, probably.
Right, you know what? That's my favorite. The green is my favorite. Yeah, the green is my favorite. But what happened is, like I said, I went back to school and got my master's degree. I became a father here. So my kids are very important to me. So a lot of my movement decisions is based on who my kids are. So. That and then I started my career here in law enforcement and stuff like that. So and then I plan on getting my doctoral. So New Mexico, Las Cruces became home for me. It became where I wanted to be at, and I love it. I enjoy it.
I can't say anything because I moved here in 1995, and here we are 2022, and I'm still here. And in fact, somebody over there said, "Man, you've been doing this forever." Who was it that said that? That was it over there. She said, "You've been doing this radio thing forever." And it's kind of interesting when somebody says, "I used to listen to you in high school in 1999.
Oh, man.
So
aging yourself.
Yeah, but I don't look it. I don't think I do. I look good. No, but there's something about this area because almost everybody I talk to moves here for a different kind of program. I talk to a lot of people in the PGM program. They come out here. And, they get hooked, they get stay. And there's something about this area that really hooks you. And as far as sports go, that's one of the reasons that we do the sports podcast and we talk about sports is because this is a great sports town in general.
Right.
And, and I heard that you're doing a lot with the kids in different areas as well.
Right. So we currently we just finished up football. So we just finished flag football with bantamweight. Prior to that, we were doing football with the City League with Mesilla. Right now, we have about 3 weeks left with 11U basketball, so we're getting ready for tournament play. On Thursday, we play at Meerscheidt for our last regular season game, and then on the 28th of November, we play the first tournament game at 7 p.m. at Meerscheidt. So that's what we're doing right now, and then we are in off season for the women's football team, and we're practicing 1 day a week right now for that too.
Okay, you kind of gave it away a little bit. A little bit. Don't worry. You didn't notice anything. Don't worry about that. No, but yeah, because I was talking to somebody earlier today, Stacey Allen over at Tresco.
Yes.
Yeah, and she says you were helping out her kids, and there's a couple other people that said, yeah, Jamar's cool. You got to get him on. And I said, well, he came. We're getting him on. Hope you guys are watching right now because this is where it is. But you did mention it, and I got this one question about coaching those kids. Is it cool when you see those kids progress and then maybe they move on to playing in the high schools and then possibly, have you seen any of your kids go out to play in college?
So definitely, you definitely see the growth.
Mm-hmm.
And fun fact, me and Coach Brian actually first coached together in 2014, and we coached the Outlaws travel football team.
Oh yeah.
And so that's when we won our first championship together. So all of those kids are in college, right now.
And they're playing.
We get to see them. Some of them graduate. Some of them out of college. They're doing trades and stuff like that. So we've been seeing a lot of those kids lately having their own families or, in college right now. So you definitely get to see that growth.
I know. Yeah, that's something that I enjoyed. But with some of the people and some of the kids that I used to help out with a friend of mine. She had a small daycare center, so I used to help her out. But now these kids are like in their 20s. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling a little bit older, but it's really cool to see them grow up and be successful and to go do these things and to have kids of their own.
Right.
It's a little weird. Not gonna lie. As you get older and time flies by, it gets a little weird. But it's so cool to see that progress and that progression right there.
Definitely.
Okay, now let's get into it because when you came up to me, we had just finished up one of the podcasts, and you walked up to me and you introduced yourself like, oh, I know that name, and then you mentioned that you wanted to come in and talk about women's football. I'm going like, wait a minute, we have women's football here in Las Cruces, and then once again I was talking to Stacey and you asked her to play, and I'm going like, I had no idea that this was here. So educate me, tell me, how did this come about that you guys are having women's football here in Las Cruces?
Right. So first and foremost, we aren't even the first. So
you're not even the first.
Women's football has been going on here in Las Cruces for almost close to 10 years.
Really?
So originally,
where have I been?
Right. So originally when it first started here in Cruces, the Avaloses, I was part of their group, and they it was first an 8 league, and we had the Coyotes, but the Coyotes, we didn't play the Coyotes. We wound up starting La Muerte.
Okay.
Right. So the Avaloses ran that for several years. So that was the original first tackle football teams here in Las Cruces. And then after them, El Paso started one in El Paso. And then once La Muerte discontinued here in Cruces, we had started the Regulators with Derek Smith and Robert Rodriguez. And that was last year. That was last year's team. So coming into this year, me and Brian was like, hey, let's keep it going. And we wanted to kind of, run it and do our own thing. So we rebranded this year to New Mexico Bonitas. Okay. And that's who we are here right now in Las Cruces.
Okay. Yeah, I was told definitely to ask you on the evolution of the name of the team because it was a very interesting thing to go from one name to the other. So right now you are the Bonitas.
Correct.
Okay.
And so what happened was once we rebranded under new ownership, we originally went to New Mexico Outlaws. But we play in the WFA, which is the Women's Football Alliance.
Okay.
The largest and longest women's tackle football organization in the world. And so within that organization, there was a team already that had the Outlaws name who had been established for a couple of years. So me and Brian, we talked about it, and because we have been the Outlaws for our coaching relationship for a long time, we wanted to kind of keep that same feel. So we wanted to keep something that was in same lines, but without using Outlaws, so there's no conflict. And so our team captain, started doing some research, and she said, what can we do to kind of keep that same mentality of an outlaw without using the word outlaw? Okay. So Bonitas, which means female outlaw, fit perfect. So we didn't have to change colors. We didn't have to change logos. All we had to do was change the name. And it worked out perfect. Everybody jumped on it, and that's what we ran with.
Okay. Yeah, it's almost like when I remember we had professional baseball, the Vaqueros come in, and I was going like, and I think they would play somebody else in Texas called the Cowboys. I'm going like, wait a minute, you know.
Right.
Yeah, you kind of get away with this because names are a tricky thing with that. But I like that one, the Bonitas. Okay. Do you guys have a website? I want to check out the logo.
So it's on Facebook. If you go to Facebook, it's under the New Mexico Bonitas, and this is the logo right here.
That's the logo right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry. We'll get you guys on.
Right.
Yeah. He looks like he could hurt me right now. He's got that look on his face. Is that his resting coach face?
That's his resting coach face.
Resting coach face. Okay. You guys can use that later on when we talk there. Resting coach face. Yeah.
He's a teddy bear.
That's what they all say. Yeah. He's a teddy bear. He couldn't hurt anybody at all. So, no, it is pretty awesome. Okay, there we go. I can show everybody else right here because you got several players with you. You said you've got coach right here.
Yes, we got.
No, I turn on the camera and he pulls back. No, move forward. There you go. There you are. I'll just move it just a little bit this way. There we go. We got everybody in right there. So that's the logo.
Yes,
right there. That's a pretty good logo.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the colors too.
And I want to give a shout out to.
Go ahead and grab the mic, and we can have everybody introduce themselves.
There you go.
Okay, so go ahead and grab that mic. All right, and it's on. It's on already. All right, so go ahead, introduce yourself.
I'm Brian Bartlett, head coach.
Okay.
Cindy Pitts, defensive end, tight end.
Merlinda.
I like how she just handed it off to somebody else. Go ahead.
My name is Senya Romero.
What do you play?
I'm on the line.
You're on the line? Okay.
Yes. Merlinda Bennett. Don't look at me. I'm O-line, D-line, and team captain.
Okay, cool.
Mariah Bartlett, and I'm the quarterback.
Quarterback. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Now, let me ask you a question because you and Jamar have been working together for a while.
Yes, sir.
You know, like I said, this seems like a surprise to me to find out about women's football, and I don't know why I hadn't heard about it because I thought I was keeping up with most everything sports-wise here in town. And it always surprises me when I hear. I was talking with Coach from Christmas High. I found out they have women's wrestling, you know, as well. And so it's always surprising me what we've got here. But, you know, how long have you been actually coaching?
I've been coaching.
Bring the mic a little bit closer.
I've been coaching.
There it is. You're good, yeah.
Okay, I've been coaching about 37 years. Started coaching 1981. Youth football in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and coached every age from 8 to high school. Coached some semi-pro men's teams, and then now I'm helping coach these women.
Because I know your name. I know you've been around for a while.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see exactly how long you've been going out here. And let's kind of move on to some of the ladies right here. Now, how did you hear about this, and what made you decide to play?
I was actually one of the old players for. It wasn't La Muerte yet. What was the team before La Muerte?
Coyotes.
So I had heard through. I was doing musical theater, and I was a friend of mine was in a show that we were doing together, and she let me know that they were having tryouts. And so I thought,
because that's a natural progression from musical theater to football. You know, right?
Good actor.
Yeah, you put the pads on and you're ready to roll. Yeah, it's all good.
So
it's all good. Yeah.
I had gone and tried out, and I remind Coach Cotton of this all the time.
I knew she's gonna bring this up.
So about 5 or 6 years ago, I tried out for the Coyotes. I was in great shape. I was training for a marathon. I mean, I'm sure I think I'm faster than I am, but I got to race the fast kids.
We always think that we're faster than we are.
And I never got a call back to be on the team.
Coach.
Hey, I wasn't in control of that.
Okay.
Look, she's here now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, but no, I started with La Muerte 4 seasons ago. This will be my 4th season playing football, but my 2nd with Coach Cotton and Coach Bartlett. So
okay. So you're the veteran?
I guess I'm not as veteran as Merlinda, but
okay.
Yeah. So I will.
She's fine. So we now see that was your intro.
That was a natural Passover.
That was the natural intro and the natural Passover right there. So like same question. I mean, how did you hear about this and how did you get involved?
So same thing. I tried out for the Coyotes.
And you never got a call back either, right?
I actually didn't like their attire, so I put myself
That's new.
of
That's
it.
new. That's new.
I did. I put myself out of it, but then I went and played with La Muerte with Coach Cotton. That was my first year. After that, I went to El Paso, and I played with the Hurricanes. I played with the men's team, the El Paso Lions. What was it called? The Lions? They're not together anymore.
Okay.
But I played with them for 2 months, and then I got pregnant. And then I started playing with the Las Cruces Kings, and then now I came with the Regulators. So I've been playing for 7 years.
Wow, 7 years.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
And you're a mom now, so.
I am a mom of 2 kids. I
Okay.
have a stepdaughter and then my son.
So you ever give anybody the mom face on the field?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
She's
am.
the mama bear?
I am Mama Bear. I make sure that everybody's good on and off the field. A mental mindset is very important for football. It's important anyways. So we all have multiple tasks that we do every day, and being able to manage that as well as play sports is really important to me. So I am Mama Bear.
You are Mama Bear.
I am Mama Bear.
All I can say is don't mess with Mama Bear.
Don't mess with Mama Bear.
I've run into a couple.
But
My yeah.
for your camera, but yeah.
And she's going yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, yeah. My son's mother is a Mama Bear. I don't mess with that. You know, if I'm in trouble, I know it, and I'm going to apologize as much as I can for sure.
We need to get her in a little while too, because that's the official.
Yeah, that's
right
Mama Bear.
Mama Bear. Is that Grandmama Bear?
She
It's
said, what?
Grandmama Bear, right? Would that be Grandmama Bear? Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to say I'm saying that. All right, quarterback, your turn. I'm not going to ask exactly how you heard about it because I have a feeling I know how.
Yeah.
But what made you decide to play and get involved?
So actually, my dad had asked me to play as soon as I came back from college in Arizona to play softball.
Mhm.
And I thought about it, and at first my answer was no. And I was like, no, I don't want to play. Like, I want to take a break from sports. But then I went out there and started practicing, and I was like, okay, like I like this again. Because I started playing when I was 8 with my dad's team, with my brother. So I went out there, started liking it again. And I was like, it's a good way just to stay in shape and keep my body right and just staying.
See, that's a quarterback answer right there. Yeah. It's just a casual thing. I'm just like, to stay in shape or anything else like that.
The good thing about her is that she brings softball to it too. So when she throws the ball,
Yeah.
she throws the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, I get a feeling. What did you play what position were you in the softball?
I was a catcher.
You were a catcher? Okay, yeah. So you've got that home base to second base throw in there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. And and so was that you've been playing since you were a kid, so I'm sure that transition from softball to football and throwing the ball right there and getting those was not too much of a big change.
No. I mean, it took a while because I stopped playing football when I was like 12, and that's when I just started playing softball. So I mean, it took a while for me to get it right again and get the football throw down instead of throwing it like a softball.
Okay.
I still have trouble sometimes, so.
No, I know the feeling. Like every time I take a golf swing and I feel like I'm swinging a bat.
Yeah.
I played baseball for a while. Yeah, and it's like, and as soon as that ball goes over to the right, I know again. I know it was the grip. It took me 18 holes to figure that one out. I was like, why does it keep doing that? And then somebody finally told me, "You play baseball?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "That's why."
Yeah.
Yep, that grip right there. But that's cool. And you said you guys are doing practices right now?
Yeah, so we're in all season right now, OTAs. So right now we usually practice on Sunday from 9 to 11.
And so what's your season look like? When does your season start?
So officially the first game is usually the first week of April. So the schedule hasn't come out yet.
Okay.
So we're still waiting for the schedule to come out, possibly December, early January, the schedule will come out. But we usually play from April to June, and playoff starts in July.
What teams are you playing up against? Like, what travel do you do? What area are we looking at?
So it varies. Last year we played El Paso twice. So, we have the female version of the Battle I-10, right? And then we played a team out of Oklahoma last year. We played Arizona, a team out of Phoenix last year as well. And then Colorado Springs last year.
So that's all kind of like in the Southwest area that you're going to get everything out
for the most part. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless we get a off schedule game, and that can be anywhere. You know, we can play in Houston or, you know, wherever. So
That's cool. Where's the farthest that you've gone to play?
so far, so last year was our Springs was as far as like. This year we might have to go to OKC to play.
That's a nice little trip.
Yeah,
that's not too bad. And when you're looking for your page on Facebook, what are you searching for? You search for Bonitas, or what's the name?
So New Mexico Bonitas.
All right, so I got to pull that up. And there's lag. I hate when that happens. And I clicked on the wrong one again. Okay, here we go. Let's try that. So this is what happens when you do podcast live. You get these, and Bonitas.
Yeah, BANTA.
Oops.
NITAS.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Okay, so Bonitas, not Bonitas.
Yes.
Bonitas. Okay.
Right. Right there.
There it is. Okay. Because I wanted to bring that up because we can actually show everybody what that page looks like right here, and show everybody what it is. And are you still looking for players? Are you still recruiting?
Yeah, so we're still open. We're gonna have another tryout. We have one in October. We'll have another one before the season starts. But we also have open tryouts on Sundays. So if ladies want to come out from 9 to 11 on Sunday mornings, they can do open tryouts, and then we'll have an official second tryout in December before the holidays.
Well, that's cool. So, we've got some time before that first game. So you guys are just into your practices right now, just getting started. And so when do you finalize everything for your team?
So we'll finalize everything in February.
February?
Yeah.
And then get ready for April.
Right.
All right. We'll have to have you guys back in February so we can see what the team looks like and get that. But so with women's football, and I think you mentioned it before, this is like full-on football, pads, the whole thing. Everybody's hitting hard and everything else like that. This is not a kid football team.
Oh no, it's full throttle.
Full throttle.
It's pads, it's helmets, it's everything that you see in college football, high school football, the NFL. These ladies go out there, give everything. I mean, some of these ladies hit harder than guys. Like, you know, and you can go on YouTube and see some of the games.
Okay, I'll definitely be interested in checking out some more of those games right there. Because I was gonna ask your quarterback if she ever made her brothers cry. Yeah.
She's her brother is actually the offensive coordinator.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, did you scare him sometimes? You can pick up the microphone and do it again.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, he's always yelling at me, but it's all right.
It's all right, yeah. Kids, man, what are you gonna do? Huh? And you said we wanted to bring Grandma Mama Bear in. Grandma Mama Bear.
Right. So this is Miss Bartlett. It's Karen. She's our team manager. So she makes sure everybody is on the right and right. If not, you got to deal with her. And yeah.
So you keep everybody in line.
I do. I try to.
You try to keep everybody in line.
To.
Somebody gets out of line. What do you do?
Oh, I tell them.
Oh, you tell them?
I tell them.
Are we? I mean, that's the whole thing. It's an old. I think it was an old Bill Cosby joke where his wife was a psych major and he was a coach, and so when something goes wrong with the kids, she would ask them, how are you feeling? How's this everything? And he would say, take a lap. So you get them running. What does Grandmama Bear to keep everybody in line?
What do I do, guys? I don't know.
Facial expressions is everything. That's the first.
That's it.
So we have Mama Bear face because you don't want to mess with that, but Grandmama Bear face out. Okay, you get the junk cloud sometimes. No, I'm just
only to my kids.
Only to your kids. Only those.
To Noah and Mariah.
So that's awesome. So this is really a big family affair for you guys. And how many people are on the team?
So we have 56 on the roster.
Wow, 56. Mm-hmm. So this is like full on 12 on 12.
11 on 11.
11 on 11.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm thinking of the 12th man. I'm thinking of the people
We are accepting applications for the 12th man.
Yeah.
Right.
All of a sudden, every flag just went off in my brain saying, "You said the wrong thing again."
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely family oriented. Like I was saying, so Coach Brian's the head coach. Wife is the manager. Son is office coordinator. My wife plays offensive line, and she's the kicker. So it's all family oriented. Merle husband is the cornerbacks coach and the running backs coach. So very family oriented.
And that's cool. That's actually pretty awesome. And 56 players on the team. Where do you guys actually play your games?
Last year we played at the Field of Dreams, so we're hoping that
that's cool. Yeah.
We can contract with them again this year and play there again.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty much open like in the spring, right? So
yeah. Well, they're supposed to be redoing the field or the track or something like that. So we're just waiting to see how that goes and see if we'll be able to get in there for another year.
Okay, so you got to go talk to Ernie and everybody to make sure that you're good to go. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. So that is cool. So we can look forward to that coming up in April. But like I said, that surprises me that this has kind of flown under the radar because I really thought that I thought once we got down to, right now, and it just blew my mind because I can't remember what it is. When we got into the rollerballs type stuff that was going on, I thought, okay, we've got the underground right here of sports here in Las Cruces. And now I hear about women's football. So I'm going to have to get me a shirt. You guys got caps? Because I need a cap, right?
You bought
your shirt? Oh, are you serious?
I brought an extra large. I didn't know how big, so I'll get you one.
Yeah, I need extra big. I need extra big.
That'll be a souvenir shirt.
That'll be a souvenir.
Wallace wants a shirt.
Yeah, we'll give him one.
We'll give Wallace a shirt, yeah.
Large and an extra large.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at him showing off. I got a large.
So that's yours. I'll get you another one.
That's cool. I got to show this logo right there. That is awesome. I can never get enough free shirts. I appreciate that.
And I'll get you guys some hats too. We got some hats coming.
I'm a big hat guy. Every season before we travel, I go over and I hit up Brian and I get some new hats. In fact, actually, he's got a bunch of new ones coming out that I've got to go ahead and pick up. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm a cap guy, so give me a cap, and I'm there at every game if I can be. So that'll be a whole lot of fun. And I mean, what has been the response as far as you guys? Because you guys have been doing it for a while now. What has been your response? I mean, do you get a lot of crowds out there, family? I mean, what's been the public like when you tell somebody that you play football and they come out and watch you play? What's the reaction?
It's always the first question is, are you in lingerie? And we have to kind of put the kibosh on that. Like, come on, guys. And then when we tell them we're fully padded, helmets, everything that we play, like Coach said, the college leagues and NFL league, they're completely shocked that women actually play tackle football. So, but we have great fans. We have family out there, friends. And we have, when we play El Paso, they show up to cheer for their teams as well.
Oh,
so
cool.
Yeah, so we have a good sized crowd. We're always welcoming more people out there to support us. And I think, like doing this with you guys, it'll definitely spread the word that the New Mexico Bonitas are out there and somebody to cheer for.
Yeah. Well, for the 5 people that are watching right now,
come out beginning of April.
All 5 of you.
Well, no, as soon as we get the schedule out, I'm definitely going to have you guys back, and we'll talk about the schedule, when those games are, where you're going to be playing, and we'll get all of that down so that we can get as many people out there to support the Bonitas, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of these shirts around town. I promise you.
Everybody that we've invited to go watch, they're amazed. They can't believe how well these girls play. They're like, wow, this is fun.
Well,
very physical too. Our team's really physical.
Here's the thing that I've noticed a lot about women's sports in general is that they play a lot tougher than people give them credit for. And I say this because when I first moved here and Coach Jordan of the volleyball team first took over the team, I thought, that's cool. He came in, I met him. I said, you know what, we're going to go over and I'm going to check out a game. And the fact that these ladies were diving onto that floor, like with complete disregard for their bodies, I'm going like, holy cow.
Right.
I'm surprised that there's not as many more injuries than there is in general with them. And then they went to rally scoring and it just picked up in general. And then you start seeing these things the same way with the basketball team. I still have my Roadrunner T-shirts. That's how much I love my T-shirts. I still have my Roadrunner T-shirts from when they were the Roadrunners, back in the day. And she remembers. And she had that smile on her face.
I do.
Yeah. And I think people don't realize the intensity that goes out there. Now, having experience with mama bears, I do understand that intensity. So I think everybody can get it.
Well, we want to break the norm, because the norm is men are more physical. Men have more strength. Men have all of these things. They're expected to do well in sports. They're expected to do well as athletes. But what they don't put into consideration is, as a woman, we have to break those barriers, not for you, but for ourselves, to say that we can do it, that we have the ability to be just as good as the men are, and even sometimes better. We have that aggression and that protectiveness for each other. So as they were saying, we're a family. We are a family. When one goes down, we all go to pick them back up. We're as strong as the weakest person on our team, and that's something that we have mentally as women to protect each other, to nurture each other, to help each other grow. So that's where you see that intensity from, is we're trying to break that barrier to show them that we can do it, but for ourselves as well. And because we're united, that's why we hit so hard. That's why we get back up. That's why that personal consideration of, I'm going to go get it, we're going to go get it. Because we have to do that. We have to show each other that we're there for each other, and we're strong as the weakest person.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Jamar, hear that tone?
Yeah.
That's Mama Bear tone right there. You hear that?
And that's why she's the team captain.
And that's why she's the team captain. Absolutely.
So just to piggyback off what she said, that's kind of why we're trying to make sure people know that we're here, is because at the end of the day, it's about the empowerment of women. That's what we want. We want to show that there's more to women than the stereotypic type. All the ladies that we have on our team are mothers, grandmas, and professionals, and and they have a whole lot of different backgrounds and uniqueness to them. And at the end of the day, they suit up just like the guys do. They go out, grind, hit, score touchdowns, just like the guys do. And so for us, we want to change that stereotype. We want to show that the empowerment of women is important. There's no offset. They're just as strong, they're just as smart, and they're just as much need the respect that men do in sports that the women need as well.
Yeah. I wish right in the back of mine, because I'm hearing you talk. Ow, that one hurt right there. Yeah, that's okay.
I got it. I'm trying to catch it.
She slammed the microphone down. Did you hear that? Anyway.
Mic drop.
Thanks for the
mic drop. Yeah, mic drop. There, that's what it was. Mic drop. Yeah. No, I'm hearing you speak, and I'm hearing you talk about that, and I'm thinking right now that if my sister were here right now, she would be like hands down probably one of your defensive players, so probably playing on the end or something else like that, or she could be on that line that's just taking everybody out that is going through there. Running backs won't stand a chance.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna get them and scare the heck out of the quarterback. And I think about that, because if she would have known about something like this, I'm sure that she would have been and very much all a part of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, she was out of town. She lived out of town, and
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, she passed away a couple of years ago. But
Mm-hmm.
but I see that intensity, and I'm going like, oh, Shell would have loved this. Absolutely. So I think that's really, really cool that you guys can show that.
Definitely. And just a fun fact, last year we had several players made All-American.
Oh, wow.
So including our tight end and offensive line, there are 2 of the 7 that made All-American last year. So we finished our season 4-2. The only 2 people that we lost to were the 2 that went to the playoffs, and eventually one of them won the championship.
Yeah.
So for our first year coming out, it was a great showing to have several represent an All-American and have a winning season in their first try. And then we had one of the best running back wide receivers in the league, and Washona Slim, which she'll be coming back again this year. She's actually getting ready to go play in an All-Star game in Brazil.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Wow, that's cool.
So she's been working hard on and off the field.
Yeah, so what other, because we got a sample of the players here. We got our team captain, we got the quarterback, and don't worry, I didn't forget about you. We got, but you mentioned, a couple other players on your team. What else do we have on there that we can look forward to? If you can go ahead and shout out some players right now that you're just looking forward to this season.
So
be able to throw more this
Well, I'll let the coach in someday.
Okay, go.
Well, I think this year we're going to be able to throw a lot more. Last year we were run oriented. We actually finished second in total offense in the whole league out of 64 teams. I think we were number 2 in rushing, but this year I think we're going to be able to throw the ball a lot more. We brought in a couple girls that are athletes that are going to help us open it up.
To your wide receivers, you're looking forward to getting them out there?
Yes, sir. We had Mia Melkor was an All-American last year, wide receiver, and then of course Washana, and then we got a girl named Victoria Rose. She's a veteran receiver. She's played in the league forever. She'll be playing with us this year. And then we got a girl that used to play basketball at New Mexico State, Tyshana Corley.
Oh yeah, I know that name.
She's going to be playing with us this year. So
that's cool.
Very athletic, but we'll see how it transitions to the football field. But
that's so like we said with recruiting and everything else like that. I mean, are you recruiting all over the place?
Every day.
Every day. Like you run into somebody at the grocery store and say, "Hey."
Everywhere.
I carry cards with me, and every girl I see everywhere we go, I give them a card, and we get some.
Well, that made me just think right now, because you said you've been playing for 7 years, and I know it's impolite to ask a lady, but like, what's the average age of your players here?
We're old.
You're old. You're not old.
So
I guarantee that I'm twice as old as most of you, probably.
we have a big age range. So
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
Mariah
saying.
here's only 21.
Yeah.
She's the youngin'. She's a baby.
Mhm.
Cindy,
I just turned 47 November
Happy
7th.
birthday!
and then I'm 35. So there's an age range. There's no age limitation to coming out and playing sports. You're only as old as you feel.
Yeah.
So if you continue to be active, you work out, you do what you need to do, and you have fun playing the game, you're not going to feel older than 21, 22.
Yeah.
You're going to feel exactly like you belong on the field.
Well, I can tell you what my brain tells me, but my knees are a whole other thing at this point in time. Jamar, you know what I'm talking about.
I definitely understand.
And I didn't even play sports. That was just too many years is sitting down on esports. I kept telling everybody I still got 4 years of eligibility left on the esports
That's
team.
what our
So,
conditioning is doing right now.
Yeah.
We're preparing and getting ready so that we prevent injuries later on in the season. So
oh no, absolutely,
Yeah.
that's what conditioning is all about.
for sure.
So take us through that. Right now, you guys are getting ready in practice right here. What's a typical practice for you guys? Coach, yeah, that's it, Coach. Yeah, you're the.
So usually we
The players are going to say, "We just do what Coach says."
We die.
Yeah.
well usually we do our warm-ups. We run a couple laps, do our calisthenics, get stretched, do a lot of agility drills, and then we break up into groups. We go with backs and receivers, go do their drills, and Coach Cotton takes the linemen. They do their drills.
And that's another thing that you had mentioned. You guys are actually breaking up into your specialty
Yes, sir.
parts right there. So
Teaching a lot of fundamentals.
Yeah, how many coaches do you have?
So we have
Seven.
7.
7 coaches. How does
Yes,
that
sir.
break? How does that break down?
We've got me, the head coach. I usually help the offense.
Mhm.
And then Jamar's primarily going to be a defensive guy,
Mhm.
but he works offensive, defensive line. Anger Torres works offensive, defensive line. Trey Bennett, he's running backs, defensive backs.
Mhm.
Noah Bartlett is our offensive coordinator, and he's runs the whole offense. Me and him. And then Paul, what's Paul's last name? Paulio Mendoza. He works with the line. BJ Herrera is our
I
defensive.
know that name too. Yeah.
Yeah, he coaches at Mayfield.
Mhm.
So he helps coach the defense. He's our defense coordinator. And then Jessica, what's her last name? Segura. Jessica Segura is a defensive coach, and she's assistant head coach. So we did that. That way she has, if the girls have something they need to talk about and they don't want to talk to us, they can go talk to her about it, So
how long before Mama Bear takes over as coach?
she
Assistant coach,
She
right?
does it every day in practice.
She does it every day.
I do.
She's a great teacher. She's a really good teacher.
Well, that's future coaching aspirations. Like I said, that Mama Bear tone, and then you can be able to go ahead and see the game and be able to coach right there. I mean, if the league keeps growing, there's some opportunities right there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, the league actually is growing. The
They've
league,
already got a
Whoa,
pro team.
that's great.
yeah. So it's broken down into divisions. So you have the developmental, then you have Division 3, Division 2, and then Division 1. So the Division 1 is the pro league. So those ladies actually, they get paid to play. So and then there's a U.S. Olympic team for the women's team as well.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one. That one, I think they're going to play in the next summer one, right?
They every summer, yeah, every.
They
Yeah.
just got the gold.
Who wants to play on the Olympic team?
That would be
I'd
amazing.
go.
Right now we're aiming to be part of, because on the All-Star games too, they separate them. So even though you made the All-Stars, there's certain teams that you have to make.
Mhm.
Right.
So right now we're all aiming to be on the team that gets to go play.
And like you mentioned that one of your players is playing in Brazil.
Yes, or Shauna Brooks.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's cool. So if you were to make it onto those teams, where do you play? Where would you go? Does that change every year?
So every couple of years they play in a different location.
Okay.
So it just depends on where the hosting. It's just like the Super Bowl. They get to host in different areas. So it just depends on where the hosting stadium game is.
Okay, and sorry, all these questions are going on in my head right now. I'm trying to go ahead and get everything situated in my head, because I hear that you get the players to go to play in Brazil. So when we're talking about women's football, then we're talking about a global thing, right?
Oh yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
where you get teams
Oh yeah.
that are playing, and you have I mean, where are these teams at globally?
It's huge in Mexico.
Everywhere.
Mexico.
Everywhere.
Huge in Mexico.
Mexico, Costa
That doesn't
Rica,
surprise me. I know a lot of Mexican women.
Germany.
That doesn't
Costa
surprise me.
Rica,
Oh
Germany.
wow,
Germany,
Germany.
Yeah.
Wow,
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
they're
We are
everywhere.
everywhere.
Even our team, we had some international players last year. So
Oh really? Where from?
from
Monterrey.
From Monterrey.
Monterrey?
Yeah,
Okay.
from Monterrey, Mexico.
That's cool. And like, what's it like playing with some international players?
It was actually really fun to play with them this year. One of them, Ashley, she was hurt when she came, but she was still a great coach on the sideline.
Right.
No.
Like, she was able to tie you, and they bring a different intensity. One, speaking a different language is always a little bit intimidating when you hear them yell. But two, they bring you their knowledge that they've gained throughout their whole career,
Right.
playing with somebody else, playing how they see, how they train, how they feel. So all of that intensity you can see when you play with them. So it's definitely really good. And then you kind of get that mixture of knowledge, which is also really good to learn.
Always learn. Always learn. There's always something new to learn in any position or anything that you're going. It's a good thing to know in life. There's always something new to learn about the whole thing right there. Like today, I've learned all about women's football in Las Cruces, something that I did not know was going on, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to do. I mean, it's really, I'll be honest, it's really exciting to think about that right there, and especially in the spring. We're done with all the NFL stuff, all the college stuff right there, and if people want to see some football, they can see some exciting football with you guys.
Oh, definitely.
You know what another good thing is that we're becoming role models for the younger generation. So, for example, we have quite a bit of girls that play in high school right now.
Mhm.
One of them is our friend. My husband trains her. Her name is Leah. She plays all the time on the men's team, and she comes out to practice with us. My daughter Nikia, she's playing on the flag football. She comes out to practice with us. Like, all these girls are making their way into football, and they're no longer worried about, well, it's a men's sport. No, let's go on the field. Let's do that. So we're being an inspiration to them too, and we want to show them that as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing right there. You mentioned your daughter. How old is she?
She's 10.
She's 10.
Yeah.
What does she think, or what does she like to tell people when she like to go up to people and say, "My mom plays football"?
She says that we're a football family. So my husband plays semi-pro football. So she plays flag football. She actually made the all-star team, so she has a game on Saturday.
Oh, there you go.
So she says that we're a football family, like we're all football, and she likes the fact that nobody can be intimidating to her, because she knows that we'll stand behind her.
There
So
you go.
It's a really good thing.
Yeah, no, yeah. When you got your team behind you, like you said, your family, yeah, you can take on whatever life throws at you, which is pretty good. That's a pretty good inspiration that you would have, specifically for your daughter, but for all the other ladies that are here.
I think that's why we were successful last year.
Go ahead, say that again, Coach.
I think that's why we were so successful last year, because we were a team. Even like the new girls that came in, these veterans took them in and taught them, and the girls got along. Wasn't no drama. They played as a team, and that really helped us, overall.
That's always a plus when you get that, and when you have that sense of camaraderie, that team, that family, which I think is really awesome to hear. Like I said, the more we keep going, the more I get excited. Going like, when are you playing? Are you playing on Saturday? Or are you playing? No.
You can come out to our practice.
Don't play. Well, don't play this Saturday. We've got 2 more travel games that I've got to go away with. So while I'm watching, New Mexico State with Mizzou this weekend, I'll be thinking about you guys though. Yeah. Where do you guys practice right now, too? Actually.
So right now we're practicing at Tortugas Park.
Okay. All right.
That's what we're practicing at right now.
Okay. Would you invite other people that might be interested to come out and check out the team so you guys practice, say hi to everybody?
Oh, definitely. Every Sunday, 9 to 11. So if you're interested in watching, playing, come out, come check it out, and we'll be there with open arms.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee I will be sleeping at about that time because I just got the itinerary. That plane's getting in at about 2:30 in the morning. You know what I'm talking about, those travel days, man. Mm-hmm. So, I will be sleeping. Okay. Kind of. A little bit, it'll be one of those things.
Show up, get home at 2 in the morning.
Into the mic.
Still show up to practice.
Look at it.
Oh, you got a few of those. You got a few of those. Okay.
Look at being a coach. We got players that come in at 2 o'clock and still make it to practice. So basically, he's telling us you can make it to practice. So.
No, so I get. So is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
It's like you go home, you take a nap, you come here, you be there for practice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. For all of those girls too, all of these women that want to come out and try, like, don't be afraid to get hurt, because that's the number one holdback for anybody who's trying to play football. I don't want to get hurt. I'm not going to get hurt. I'm too old. I'm this. You're going to get hurt if you have that mentality when you walk in the door. You have to walk in with a clean slate and think of it as a workout. You're having fun. You're playing the game. And if you listen and learn from the coaches, you'll learn the right techniques so you don't get hurt. You can go the entire season without anything. Maybe a cramp here and there because that's natural, but anything else you won't. So you have to take that mentality out of your mind. You can get hurt walking down the street. You can get hurt by getting off of this chair and rolling over like me. I fell down trying to run over here, at my house. So you can get hurt no matter what.
Trust me, getting off these stools is no easy task. That's for sure.
Mariah had to pick me up, and I was running in to go change from my work clothes, and I tripped over my own beanbag chair. So you can get hurt, but I mean, when you play in a game, you're having fun. And when you walk onto that field, nothing else matters. Just your family and the game in front of you. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Like you said, it's the same with anything. You always have there's always a chance that you're going to get hurt doing some of the most mundane things ever. And when you're out there on the field, I mean, you have your safety precautions, you have your things, you have your rules, you have everything that's supposed to keep everybody safe and everybody, healthy in that way, because, it doesn't do anybody any good if you can hurt everybody all the time.
Exactly.
So now that doesn't mean that you can't intimidate them, Mama Bear.
I intimidate all the time.
You intimidate all the time?
All the time.
Go ahead. No, hold on. What was that? What was that? Say that again.
Funny story. So during one of the games, we were playing against El Paso, and one of the defensive players had pushed me into her, and her back was towards me. She turned around and gave me a look, and I was like, "It's okay. It's just me. You don't have to get mad. It's all right."
You were gonna take her down, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. They pushed me really hard. She slammed into me, and I turned around, and she was like, "It's just me. It's just me. It's just me." Yeah, But it's because on the field, like, I'm serious. I go to school, work, mom, husband, everything is just compiled on. So you have that stress as natural as a person. And like we were talking about, as women, we're nurturers. We make sure we take care of everything. We have the schedule. I was listening to Steve Harvey the other day. He was talking about how women know everything. Like, we set everything in tone. So we have that stress. I'm watching you. We have that stress naturally every day.
It's Mama Bear, Jamar.
She's shaking her head, yes.
Watch out for Grandmama Bear, Coach. Yeah. Watch out for Grandmama Bear.
So when you walk on the field, it's like all of that is gone. And that's what I tell everybody when they ask me, why do you play? It's a stress release. It's something fun. It's something that you have your family. You have somebody that you know is going to protect you. And you're free. You're free. I know that sounds like Fast and the Furious, but you're free. You really are free. When you step on that field, you're free.
When you say it's all about family,
then
that's Fast and Furious.
Well, I know it sounded a lot like it, but it is all about family. Like, I would go to war for any of these girls. I mean, even if I wasn't on there, I would sit there and I'd protect them. Now, we're not talking about getting into fights, but we're talking about protecting them on the field in our position. Like Mariah knows, one of the biggest things that I told her all the time is, I'm not going to let you get hit. And if I did, I felt really bad because she got hit because I was on the line and they got through. She's like, it's okay. It's okay. And I was like, no, it's not. And then we work harder to fix it because we don't want anybody to get hurt. And we definitely don't want to feel that mama control that we let somebody get hurt.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's why.
And that's the I won't say double-edged sword, but that's the other side of that mama bear coin, is the protector, because you don't want anybody in your family to get hurt, which is one of the reasons why you get scared of a mama bear.
Yes.
I want you guys to get a little patch, just a little bear patch. Put one on mama bear and put one on grandmama bear, and that way everybody knows when they see that patch, they just got to watch out because that's the one that's going to get you. Are we down with that?
That'll be the new captain's logo.
There you go. That'll be the new captain's logo.
There's no see, it's a bear.
It'll be the bonita, and next to it is like a little bear,
A little bear.
right there, and that'll be it.
MB, and they'll think it stands for Melinda Bennett.
There you go.
There you go. I didn't quite hear that.
Me neither
Oh,
was that.
because her initials are MB. We'll just put that with her mama bear. Patch.
Mama bear. There you
Oh,
go.
no,
That's
no.
it.
Right.
I'm loving it. And I mean, and you guys feel the same way? Is that a stress relief for you to get out there and play?
Yeah, I love being out there. I have a great time. Like last season, I mean, when you get to a point where okay, you're going to win the game, you kind of just release and you're just out there being silly because we're allowed to be. Like we got our very last game, we got Colorado Springs singing because we heard, they were singing Sweet Caroline on the radio, and we were all out there singing Sweet Caroline. We were all tired, and I mean, it's a sisterhood, regardless of who's on the other side of you. You've bonded, you've hit a few people, and nobody's mad at you for that. You've done your job, and we all leave friends. I mean, I don't know if you can say that about men's sports, but we have a great time playing out there with the other teams, and we leave as friends, and we've made lifelong friends because it's Facebook's out there and Instagram's out there, so everybody's Facebooking. They just know you by your number. But I mean, we have a great time out there, and it is a stress relief. I mean, I'm not a mother, so I can't say I can't leave that behind.
She has dogs. It counts.
Dogs count. Dogs count.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that right now. Dogs count.
I'm a dog mom,
You're a
but
dog mom.
but yeah. So I have a great time out there. I mean, you're emotionally involved, you're physically involved, you're mentally involved, and I mean, it's just I have a great time. It's
Do you ever get out there, because I know from some of the athletes I know, you get out there and you start playing and you get up against a good opponent, and it's just a good game. It's just a really good game. Maybe a little bit back and forth, or maybe you've got that defensive battle going out there.
yeah.
And you ever get to the end of the game and going like, come on, one more quarter, guys. Come on, let's go.
I almost got you.
Yeah.
I almost took you down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how is that the same for you, quarterback? Or do you just kind of sit back there?
Yeah. I mean, I do kind of just sit back there. I use softball a lot as a stress reliever, and
Okay.
I do the same thing now because I play slow pitch still, so I play football and slow pitch softball. So I mean, I still use it as a stress reliever from like work and school and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Don't worry, you'll get older. You'll find a little bit more stress as you get there.
Yeah.
Right, Mama Bear? Yeah.
Yes, you will.
Don't worry. The stress comes along with age a little bit as we get there.
We also had to fix something. So
We have to fix something.
we do.
Did I break it?
No. We broke it.
You broke it. Okay.
Slim is actually playing for the U.S. team against Brazil. So she got
Against Brazil.
recruited for the U.S. team.
Okay. Cool.
And then they're going to go represent the USA in Brazil.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Well, as long as did you get the text going like you messed up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we did. We fixed it, Melissa. We fixed it. We fixed it.
Mama Bear fixed it. It's all good now. It's all good. Well, that is like I said, I'm starting to look forward to this more and more. Absolutely. When you guys get your schedule, when you guys get your games, when you're going to find out, we're going to have you back for sure. And can you believe we've actually been sitting here talking for about an hour already?
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
We can keep going.
Yeah,
we can.
Oh, I know Mama Bear can keep going. Yeah.
So one thing too, that a misconception that everybody is because they may have never played football before, they think that they can't come out and try out. We love people with no experience as well, so you don't have to have any experience to come play. We'll teach you everything that you need to do. We'll get you in shape. All you got to do is show up, and we'll get you where you need to be at.
No, that's what coaches do. Actually, coaches love teaching and getting new players to get in there and do that. Because I love it when, like I said, I used to help my friend out with her daycare center. I loved it when the kids get it. It's something that I heard once right there, because this will happen with certain students and certain people, that when you're trying to explain something to them, some people will get it right away. It's popcorn theory.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will get it like right away. They'll pop right away. And then someday somebody's going to be out there. Maybe it'll be in, they're in the car on the way home from practice, and all of a sudden they get it. Or it could be 2 weeks later, and then all of a sudden they pop.
Yeah.
So it's really cool when they see that. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I'm trying to. This is a serious philosophical point for me, and Mama Bear's laughing at me.
But we have an inside joke.
Oh, you have an inside joke.
But I do want to say we have the best coaching staff that I've ever had in 7 years. This coaching staff is amazing. They bring their own personal knowledge. They're able to connect with you. They don't treat us like women, like we're delicate flowers. They treat us like athletes.
Like athletes, because you are athletes, absolutely. And that's one of the things, like I said, that makes me very, very excited about seeing this league and seeing you guys play, because obviously you're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't think she stopped smiling since she sat down at the table. That's it. And if Mama Bear's smiling, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You don't want to see the scowl.
You should see me before a game.
Yeah, I will.
I'm different. I'm like, it's different.
But obviously, you can tell you guys have a lot of fun. You've got a great team. You've got a great atmosphere. And that is always good, no matter what you're doing, what you're playing. And you guys obviously look like you're having fun. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys out there. And Jamar, definitely will have you guys back. We're going to have Mama Bear back for sure. Yeah. We're going to have Mama Bear back for sure to let us know how this season is going to come back. Oh, you can come too, Coach. I didn't want to forget about you. Coach is sitting there. He's got resting coach face going like, okay. It's all good. You got. I'll let you guys use that. Oh, Coach has got resting coach face.
I just listen.
You just listen.
I learn a lot from them just listening.
Yeah.
No,
Even in practice, a lot of times I don't even say anything. I just watch.
You just watch.
Yeah.
But you can learn a lot. Grandma Bear's like saying things off on the side of here. You don't have a microphone. Nobody can hear what you're saying. Remember, Mama Bear, Grandmama Bear. We can need those little bear patches on your uniform right there, so everybody knows. Everybody knows. Well, it has been a blast talking with you guys, and we look forward to the season and look forward to seeing you guys play. Absolutely. Thanks for coming out. I really do appreciate that.
Thank you for having us.
And we hope to see some of you out there on Sunday at 9:00.
A lot of you.
A lot of you, yeah. Tell everybody right now, like,
yeah.
Actually, it looks like we got some comments right here. Jasmine Siniceros.
She plays line for us.
She does. The NM Bonitas are a team to keep an eye out for. We hit harder. I'm going to go ahead and throw that one up there. And then Gabriella Cotton.
Yeah, that's my wife.
Hi,
I
Gabby.
kind of had a feeling right there. And she just says, love you, team, right there. Lots of hearts, lots of footballs in there. And I think that's pretty cool. I didn't notice those comments come in, so sorry about that. But, thanks for all you guys coming out right here. I had a blast right here. You guys are fun to hang out with. And you might, once I get done with the season, I'm done traveling, you might see me out there at the practice. I know.
Heck yeah.
I know that I'm getting in at 2:00 in the morning this Sunday, but I do actually have a show at 6 a.m. that I do.
Oh, wow.
And then, so I get my 2 hours of sleep, and I show up to work at like 5:30-ish. 6-ish. I got 2 songs before I have to be on the air, so I play with it.
Right.
But because I do my classic country morning show on Sunday mornings too.
Very cool.
So, but I do usually take a nap right after that. So, but and you guys are practicing where again, at Tortugas?
At Tortugas Park, Sunday 9 to 11.
Yeah, come on out, check out the ladies play, and who knows, maybe this could be something that you might be involved in the next time we talk. So that'll be pretty cool. And once again, we're out here live on the Amador Live Entertainment Eatery and District right here outside of the Broken Spoke. You can see the sign right above our heads. And we are here every Tuesday at 6:00. And it is just a whole lot of fun talking sports with our Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast. We will see you guys next week, 6:00.